We're obsessed with being smart, aren't we? We compare grades, test scores, careers, even conversations, as if intelligence is some kind of trophy we have to show off. But what if I told you that intelligence isn't just about your IQ or your education? What if it's a vast spectrum, stretching from minds that can barely function all the way to minds that could reshape the future? In this video, we are going on a journey. We're climbing the hidden ladder of human intelligence, step by step, from the very lowest mental states to the rarest forms of genius ever recorded. And here's the interesting part. Somewhere on this ladder is you. So keep watching because you'll probably figure out where you stand before we're done. Let's start at the very bottom, the lowest level, which we can call below normal. At the base of this ladder, we find individuals whose mental abilities are severely limited. And let's be clear, these are not people who choose to be ignorant. Their brains literally cannot process information in the way that most of us take for granted. For them, logic feels like a thick fog. Patterns, numbers, and social cues are all a blur. Many of these individuals live with mental disabilities or developmental conditions that make our modern world feel like an overwhelming chaos. Their lives are often shaped by the guidance of others. They follow rather than lead. It's a difficult reality to confront, but here's a harsh truth. Without this level, we might never truly appreciate the brilliance of the human mind. The existence of these lowest minds serves as a stark reminder of just how fragile our intelligence really is. It's not something to be taken for granted. Now, let's take the second step up the ladder, below average. On the surface, this level can look completely normal. But beneath that surface, thinking remains somewhat mechanical. People at this level can learn routines, follow rules, and perform their jobs effectively. However, they often struggle with abstraction. When faced with complex or hypothetical ideas, you might hear them say, "I just don't get it." Their minds work best when they're guided, not when they're expected to lead or innovate. They can repeat what they've learned, but they struggle to reinvent or create something new from it. In a world that's increasingly built on creativity and innovation, this level of intelligence can survive, but it rarely thrives. They often live by imitation, not by invention. Moving up to the third rung, we find the average mind. This is the comfort zone for the vast majority of humanity. The average person can reason, plan, and function perfectly well in society. They understand the systems around them, but they rarely question those systems. They follow patterns, rules, and social expectations, often without even realizing they're doing it. Their intelligence is deeply functional. It's perfect for creating stability, but not for making groundbreaking discoveries. These are the people who form the heartbeat of civilization. Without them, societies would collapse into chaos. But if a society were made up only of average minds, it would never evolve. It would remain stagnant forever. This brings us to the fourth level, the above average mind. Here, thought becomes significantly more complex. These minds don't just consume information. They analyze it, connect it, and reflect on it. They are adept at spotting contradictions and inconsistencies. They're the ones who start to wonder why things are the way they are. They don't just memorize facts for a test. They reshape that information into a new understanding. They start asking dangerous questions, the kind that can make other people feel uncomfortable. Being above average can be both a gift and a curse. Because when you see more of the world, you often suffer more. You see the hypocrisy, the limitations, the mediocrity all around you, and it can burn you inside. If that feeling sounds familiar to you, you might just find yourself on this step of the ladder. Now we climb higher to the fifth level, the genius level. Genius isn't just about knowing more stuff. It's about seeing the world differently. Geniuses detect hidden structures in what everyone else just calls chaos. They can turn random noise into a beautiful, coherent pattern. Think of Einstein, who saw time not as a constant, but as something relative. Or Nikola Tesla, who could design, build, and test complex machines entirely in his mind without ever drawing a blueprint. The ideas of a genius often seem insane at first, until suddenly they reshape the world. But being a genius isn't comfortable. It can be a lonely, obsessive, and sometimes destructive existence. The line between brilliance and madness is razor thin, and most geniuses walk that tightrope every single day. Let's keep climbing. The sixth level is the multi-talented mind. Some minds refuse to be put in a box. They don't just master one skill. They dominate several, often completely unrelated fields. The classic example is Leonardo da Vinci. He painted masterpieces like the Mona Lisa, but he also studied human anatomy in detail and designed flying machines and tanks 400 years ahead of his time. These people are called polymaths. Their intelligence stretches across multiple domains. Their brains aren't wired for simple repetition. They're wired for synthesis. They connect art to science, emotion to logic. And it's this ability to bridge different worlds that makes their genius truly multidimensional and incredibly powerful. Now we are entering a level that very few humans ever reach. This is the seventh step, the realm of superintelligence. People at this level don't just think faster than everyone else, they think deeper. They can hold multiple complex, abstract concepts in their mind all at once and link them together effortlessly. They see systems the way a grandmaster sees a chessboard, predicting moves many steps ahead. Their ideas often feel completely alien to the rest of us. As a result, society often rejects them or ignores them until decades or even centuries later when the world finally catches up. Some scientists believe that if humanity ever succeeds in creating a true artificial superintelligence, it will mirror this exact type of mind, hyperlogical, deeply abstract, and very nearly omniscient. And that brings us to the final level, the very top of the ladder, meta-intelligence. This is the rarest and least understood form of intelligence of all. Meta-intelligence isn't about solving external problems. It's about understanding how the mind itself works. Individuals who reach this level can observe their own thoughts from a distance, detach from their emotions, and consciously reshape their own perception of reality. Think of the great philosophers, the enlightened monks, the deep thinkers throughout history, the ones who saw the mind not as who they are, but as a tool to be mastered. This form of intelligence goes far beyond IQ or test scores. It touches on the nature of consciousness itself. You could say this is the point where human thought finally becomes self-aware. So after climbing this entire ladder, where do you stand? Maybe you're in the average range, and that's perfectly fine. You are the foundation of our world. Maybe you're above average curious, analytical, and a little bit restless. Or maybe you're on the path to something more. The most important thing to remember is that intelligence isn't a fixed score you're born with. It's a journey. The more you train your mind, the more you challenge yourself, the higher you can climb. So keep learning, keep questioning, and never, ever stop climbing. And before you go, do me a favor and click that subscribe button. You won't want to skip this one. Your future self might just thank you for watching till the end. Thanks for being here.